Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with another great Dark Beyond card review. Already our third of the day. We're gonna have a fourth. I don't care. There's so many cards to go over today. With Hunter, we got Beast, we got Mana Cheat, we got a lot of Discover going on, which will make use of our Discover tracking hero power we took a look at in the last video. Anyways, we're gonna review the cards if you want to win them. We have 2 regular pre-orders, 2 mega bundles out of my pocket to enter the giveaway. Like and comment in the video, link down description below. The one with, wait, where am I? That way, that thumbnail over there. Be subscribed to the channel for every 1,000 subs we get until all the cards are revealed. I will add another mega bundle, so hit that sub button. Make me go baroque. So starting off, we have Alien Encounters, a new 5 mana spell that summons 2 2/5 beasts with taunt. It's very similar to that druid card, spell damage card, which he's like no play that got buffed and he's insanely cheap. However, this costs 1 less for each card you discovered this game. So again, we took a look at that legendary prior video. You got that tracking. You've tracked 5 times. This is a 0 mana spell. No, 0 mana cards. My nemesis. But yeah, you play, let's say you discover card on 1, play discover card on 2. You can play this on 3 and get 2 2/5s, and that's not that unreasonable. There's a lot of Discover cards these days that you can possibly play in Hunter, whatever. Well, you gotta play this in Hunter. It's a Hunter card. What am I talking about? But yeah, you get some tokens on the board. Again, this can help in a Starship deck to help keep you alive, right? Just get some taunts out there. The Beast Tribe can be relevant, but typically I feel like won't be super important for this, but yeah, Mana Cheat on a card like this could absolutely see play. And the Starship decks look like they're going to want to discover draw quite a bit. So you might want to put this in there and you could like weave in like you're tracking and hit this for 0 right away and just play it. That could be pretty good. I'll give it 3 out of 5. Again, I feel like it's definitely got to go down to 3 or 2 mana before you feel good about playing it, but that's only a couple discovers. So that really shouldn't be that hard to achieve in those, like, again, I think the slower Hunter decks out there, and maybe even Reno Hunter would play this too. So yeah, I'll give it 3 out of 5 in standard. In Wild, actually, I'm curious because there's a lot of like, especially the Lion Hunter, you're discovering quite a bit, but probably too slow for that format. So we'll give it a 2 there. And by the way, the Snacking Scrunguk, what a token on that art. Again, I know I'm butchering like all the pronunciations, but what can you do? And well, we have another Discover focused card here, the Ringari Scout, a 1 mana 1/2 Draenei. After you discover a card, you get a copy of it. So again, with a 1 mana tracking, that's pretty darn good. For 2 mana, you get to draw a card and you get a copy of it. And this isn't a battle cry, so if this sticks on the board, it's likely gonna die. It's just a 1/2, but you never know. You can keep getting more, right? Like you play multiple trackings in 1 turn and get a ton of value out of your cards. That could be really good. And I'm just very curious to see if the slower Hunter deck will become a thing, because again, these are all cards that really lead towards a value centric or like combo centric slower Draenei Starship Beast deck. It's a weird one, but it's got a shot. I legitimately think it has a shot. I'm going to be trying it out for sure, like theory crafting and just expansion launch, and then I'll die to big spell mage and beast out, but still we're gonna try it, right? So I'm gonna 3 out of 5. I think it's got a shot again. Like, it's a lot of value. It's super cheap, super flexible to weave in with your discovers, and yeah, you just get a body out of it. That's really not too bad. You know me, I'm a sucker for value, and that usually means I overrate the card and it doesn't end up working that way, especially in Hunter, but I'm going to try. Okay, I'm going to try. So yeah, 3 out of 5 in standard, and again in Wild, not gonna happen. I'd actually give it a 1 in Wild. I really don't think it'll happen there. So it'll happen there and not standard. Just check it out. Next, we have an epic weapon, the Parallax Cannon, a 3 mana 2/3 weapon. This has +2 attack if you've discovered this turn. So as long as you have discovered, I guess, anything during that turn, you have a 4/3 weapon, which is like, isn't that counterintuitive to this slower strategy? However, to go with that, we have Spell Burst. Your hero is immune this turn, so you can get that attack buff and then trade like a good hunter would do. Me no not go face, me trade. Yeah, I don't know if that's how this card's gonna work. I feel like this card, if you're going to play this, is likely more of like, okay, put some discover cards in my my deck, and then I'm playing a 3-mana True Silver with an extra durability that can go face, and I'm going to go face, right? Like, I get the idea of it, but I feel like it's not going to be used that way, because at the end of the day, you're only getting immune 1 turn, 1 attack. Spellburst goes away unless it says otherwise, like that Priest Legendary we saw, and I'm not convinced that you would slot this into your slower deck, even though you get the immune, but maybe it is just a bit of reach for those slower decks too, right? You can't just play minions, you got to push some damage maybe too, or get those good trades in and all of that. So I think this could definitely see play. I'm not sure where it's going, whether it's the slower fast decks or both or neither, but we'll give it a 3. I could absolutely see this popping up, and especially if you've got a decent amount of discovers. I got a really disgustingly good weapon here, right? So that could be pretty. Actually, I'm going to bump it up to a 4. I'm going to bump it up to a 4 for that 4 attack. I'm actually quite sold on this the more I think about it, and the spell burst is almost an irrelevant factor on the card to me, but a nice little upside if you want to take advantage of it. And in wild, I'll give it a 2, because if you're going for the more aggressive line, you got to play discovers with it. It's probably too slow. And if you're going for the slower line, you're playing Lion Hunter, which goes infinite by turn 4. Like, why do I care about the Parallax Cannon? And then lastly, we have here the Detailed Notes, a 2-mana spell that discovers a beast that costs 5 or more. So this is either a hunter card or a neutral card, right? Discover rules, your class or neutral. You then reduce its costs by 5. So the idea is here, I guess, or in theory, you could hit a 5-cost beast and then play it on 3. It kind of reminds me almost of that reconnaissance card, I think it was called. I'm not sure. The rogue card that you could discover, death rattle card from another class. It costs 2 less. Kind of similar, except this can only discover things that are more. So you can't like play this on 2 and then play something like play it that turn as well. The best you can do is curve in a 3. And you got to hit very specific stuff. That I guess one of the cool things about it though is you can get a beast to add to your like Stranglethorn Heart. That's kind of cool, right? The legendary spell to add to that pool. But overall, it's going to be very inconsistent. It's not really a card I doubt you ever put in your deck. This feels very much like an arena card, a discover option. Yes, you got a discover thing on it, right? And you can get a copy of it, or, you know, buff your weapon and all that. I just feel like you got way more better discover options to put into your deck than Detailed Notes. I'm not entirely sold on that, so I'm going to give this a 1 out of 5 in Standard and Wild, because I think it is strictly just an arena pick. I don't think you're ever putting this in your competitive Hearthstone deck, but you never know. Could absolutely be wrong. And there is one more Hunter card to come out, I think in like an hour, but I'm impatient. And I like just talking cards, so you have to stay tuned for that final review of the day. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.